The future looks bright for the city of Qatar. It is one of the friendliest cities in the UAE, extremely prosperous and worth visiting. As the FIFA World Cup venue, Lusail transforms into a good location. You can see in this video how a desolate and arid environment was transformed into one of the top locations for the World Cup. So stay tuned. 14 kilometers or so to the north of Doha's downtown, the second largest city in Qatar is Lusail. Fans worldwide are descending on Qatar as the 2022 FIFA World Cup gets underway to take in the athletics extravaganza. But the general public is unaware that the Lusail city we see now was merely a desert when Qatar was chosen to host the FIFA tournament back in 2010. Since then, the town has attracted interest on a global scale for a variety of factors. The conclusion of a $45 billion construction project is Lusail. It has various features and amenities, such as a waterfront, marinas, island resorts, golf communities, upscale shopping, and entertainment. It is the second largest city in Qatar and the first sustainable smart city in the nation, covering an area of 38 square kilometers. The infrastructure for 450,000 people in 19 distinct districts will be eventually built in the metropolis, which is still in the early stages of development. The contemporary municipality comprises the artificial archipelago, urban core, and focal construction. The World Cup final will be placed at the famous Lusail Stadium. The native flower, Del Lusail, bloomed profusely in the region and inspired the city's name Lusail. The city's development plans, which date back to 2002, were formally unveiled in 2005. Nevertheless, the region's lengthy history even earlier than Sheikh Jassim bin Mohammed Al Thani's rule. The person who established Qatar moved there and constructed a castle from which he prepared the way for the country's growth. He intended to build Lusail City to change the country's economy and free it from its reliance on oil. Despite being announced in 2005, actual city development started in 2006, when Qatar won the right to host the FIFA World Cup in 2022, becoming the first Arab nation to do so. Work on the stadium and accelerated in 2010. The development of the city is a component of Qatar 2030, the goal for the country in 2030. Once finished, Lusail will have 450,000 residents. The 38 square kilometer city of Lusail is divided into 19 districts, each with well-chosen amenities. The extensive golf course is the primary draw of the upscale golf districts, one of the city's high-end neighborhoods. The neighborhood will comprise opulent villas and a school with kindergarten through secondary grades. High-rise residences with fantastic views of the city's shoreline make up the waterfront residential district. There are numerous shopping centers and other businesses that support the local economy in the waterfront commercial district. The Marina district, which will include restaurants, hotels, apartments, and a wide range of recreational opportunities, is another significant location. The Marina Twin Towers, Qatar Towers, and Marina Mall will all be situated in this region, which is geared toward tourists. Energy Districts 1 and 2 are located near one another. While District 2 will house those employed in the commercial district, District 1 is anticipated to become a commercial center for the oil and gas industries. The Stadium District, which is home to the renowned Lusail Stadium, the focal point of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, is arguably the most significant of all these city components. The Doha Metro Service and the Lusail Light Rail system may take you to the neighborhood. There are numerous additional districts, each with its amenities and architectural plans, and these feature city divisions. The Lusail real estate development business is in charge of the city and is worth $45 billion. A Qatar DR real estate investment company division will oversee every aspect of the project, including planning, building, marketing, and maintenance. Although most of the development is subject to the veto of the Qatar DR, Parsons Corporation and Door Scrub will corroborate on it. Qatar's $450 billion sovereign wealth fund is used to fund the project, the country's most significant development project ever been undertaken. It is stated that the country's government is financing the entire project practically. Contemporary rail lines and subways will bridge the 15-kilometer distance between Lusail and Doha. This smart city will use a control center to maintain systems and monitor city activity. This will guarantee safety within its perimeter at all times. The city is home to a tunnel network that can be used for various things. The district cooling system is arguably Lusail's most recognizable feature. It is a centralized cooling system to supply chilled water and cooling to more than 1,000 buildings throughout the city via underground piping that stretches more than 175 kilometers. As it reduces the amount of electricity consumed and its impact on the environment, this cooling system is considered one of the most significant and influential. The city will also install a synthetic natural gas distribution network that runs through underground pipes. The facility will cover 144 kilometers of the town and deliver a monstrous 28,000 cubic meters of natural gas every hour. The project is recognized as one of the world's most expensive natural gas systems. The engineers hope to lessen the city's reliance on fossil fuel-powered electricity. Using a pneumatic waste collecting system is another engineering aspect of this brilliant city. The system that uses an underground vacuum pipe network that can hold up to 750 tons of garbage to transfer waste. The waste will then be transported into a collecting station to either be burned or recycled thanks to the vacuum network's connections to the inlets on each floor of the buildings. This technology ensures that the trucks and standard waste collecting systems are redundant, which contributes to reducing pollution. Additionally, Lusail is the first city in the nation to adopt a global sustainability assessment for a system that rates buildings for environmentally friendly performance. The city ensures that every one of its structures has at least a 2-star rating, further promoting energy efficiency and environmental protection. The city also makes use of 10 underground pedestrian crossings that are connected to the underground parking facilities. The city's infrastructure will employ the tunnel system as a maintenance hatch for various functions, with all the adoration and enthusiasm for the project. Its negative outcomes and aspects have come to light. The maltreatment of the migrant laborers involved in the building Lusail is the most urgent problem. The nation employs the so-called modern kafala system, which gives employers the power to exert control over the lives of their employees. Human rights activists claim that thousands of workers have perished due to hazardous working conditions. The fate of all World Cup-related materials is another concern. Buildings constructed in Lusail, some of the investments contribute to Qatar's development over the long run, and some of it needs to be a higher priority or superfluous to this progress. For instance, the metro or the roads constructed to convey spectators to the stadium may be helpful during the events, but after that makes virtually no impact. The tens of thousands of hotels and apartments constructed to host the World Cup will also sit mainly empty, and temporary workers will be kicked out. After the competition, most of the seats in the Lusail Stadium will be demolished and donated to underdeveloped nations because the future of the city of Lusail won't require a football stadium after 2022. However, the stadium's building will still take up significant space. Other possible applications would be prohibited, costing thousands of dollars yearly in operations and maintenance. However, it's feasible that Qatar will still use the stadium as justification for submitting a bid to host significant European finals in the future, such as the Champions League and Europa League. The city is busy with football fans flocking to participate in the event and enjoy the city's attractions despite being embroiled and marred by various claims. However, a month before the competition, the city streets were desolate, covered in dust, and most of the region was still under construction. The city's goal of housing 450,000 people may be tricky because most of our population are impoverished immigrants who cannot afford to live in opulent villas. However, Qatar's population has increased by 128%, and many foreigners are now moving to the city because it's less expensive than Doha. The Qatar government envisions this future metropolis as a model for sustainable economic development and tourism in the oil-rich Middle East. Have you ever had the opportunity to travel to Lusail City to attend the World Cup? You are now aware that the wealth and power of the Qataris. What an astonishing transformation of the desert into a megacity. Additionally, the location appeared remarkable while we watched the FIFA World Cup. As you can see, everything is possible as long as the nation is affluent enough to cover everything, despite some negative evaluations concerning the issue with the workforce. I know it's gonna blow your mind and leave you speechless, but there you have it guys. Until our next video. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and like the video if you enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next video.